As a man, it was your God-given right to do cold approaches, but the way you were raised and the things they told you about yourself made you weak. This weak version of you now is afraid of the simplest things, like not being approved of by a woman, and that fucking pisses you off. You are a man, and you should not be afraid of rejection. Let's talk about this. First of all, why should you listen to me though? I went from insecure, autistic overthinker to doing multiple cold approaches every day now, so let's get into the video. First of all, I'm going to explain why you are not cold approaching right now, and there's a couple of reasons for it. First of all, they made you think you're a fragile bitch. It was your mom that raised you, right? It wasn't your dad. Maybe you got like a little bit fucked and they divorced and then your mom took you with you. The way your mom raised you was like, yeah, oh no, be careful. Like imagine you were like climbing like a tree and your mom would be like, oh, be careful, like don't fall and come here. No, be safe, be a good boy. While your dad would have been like, if he saw you climb that tree, he would have been like, oh yeah, come on, yeah, go up. You think you can reach that next branch? And you're like, yeah, of course I can. Then if you were to fall down, your dad wouldn't be like, oh no, fuck, I'll never do that again. He'll be like, come on, like it's not that bad. Because you'd cry for a couple minutes and then your dad would be like, come on, let's try again. And you'd get a little bit of a bruise and you'd be like, yeah, honestly, it wasn't that bad. I'm gonna go try again. This is the difference. Mom raised you to be like careful and oh yeah, don't risk too much. Dad would have raised you in a challenging way of like, okay, yeah, I bet you can do that too. Now, since you were raised by mom that implanted a subconscious belief inside of you that made you think that external forces can crumble you. External forces being like falling from a tree or the teacher saying, oh yeah, you're getting detention or some stupid bullshit like that. And now I want you to think back of your childhood when like you wanted to take a glass out of the cupboard and then it fell down and it broke and it used to be so dramatic, like, oh fuck, I just broke a glass. No. It used to be like a fucking dramatic thing as a kid, right? And then all your brothers would be like, oh my god, he broke a glass. And then your mother would come in and then she would like brush off the shards and type of shit. And nowadays when you drop a glass, you drop it and you're like, oh okay, yeah, let's keep going. Growing up pretty much just means that you are learning the scale of things. As a kid, like everything matters, everything is super dramatic. And when you get older, you realize, oh wait, like that shit actually does not matter, It used to be super fucking terrible and you used to dare the fucking moment of bringing home a bad grade. And nowadays you think, yeah, man, that was like in middle school. Honestly, who gives a fuck about the fucking grades I wrote in middle school? This is the scale you only realize when you get older. Now, the problem with you and cold approach is that you are still in this boy philosophy of thinking, oh fuck, everything matters. Like, oh fuck, if I go up and she rejects me, like everything is over. I am literally going to die if I don't get her. Because since you were raised by mom, you did not have enough events of like trying something, failing at it, and then coming out the other side still being fine, If dad raised you and he told you, oh yeah, like you were learning to ride the bicycle and you were trying and you fell down, your dad would be like, come on, you can try again. Your mom would be like, no, stop it. Your dad would have challenged you to try again. And yeah, it would have fucking hurt and you would have bruised your elbow and it would have bled a lot. But like 5 minutes of your dad speaking to you would have been back on the fucking bicycle, You did not have enough experiences like that where you got hurt, but you were fine. And that is the reason why you're now soft and you can't cold approach, because you think, oh fuck, the consequences of her saying no, I wouldn't survive. You need a fucking dad who's telling you, yeah, like if she says no, yeah, okay, like it's gonna hurt for a second, but like, come on, you can try again. You can take it. You don't have a dad like that. Because if you were raised by dad, he would have taught you the masculine approach of things, which I'm gonna teach you now. You're welcome. So, like the masculine energy, it's all about like discipline, it's about goal striving, it's going from A to B, it's about resilience. And you can think of a masculine man like a rock inside of the ocean, okay? The ocean throws all types of fucking stupid bullshit at him and he's just a fucking rock. He just stands tall no matter what the fuck's happening. Discipline is the power to feel an emotion and be like, no, I'm not a slave to this emotion. I'm going to do what's right, not what I feel like doing. And this goal straight from A to B is like, okay, I have a goal and and I'm gonna get it, no matter what. Masculinity is all about getting what you want and working to get what you want. By the way, I made like a full guide on your first cold approach. We talk about masculinity. We talk about all that important stuff you need to get your first cold approach. Check out the first link in the description, super high value. Make sure you check it out. So here's how the masculine traits would help you in cold approach. So discipline is there to, you see the woman, you feel the fear, and you think like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna be courageous. I'm gonna go up anyways, even though I feel this fear. Then goal striving means, okay, you see the goal, okay, she's pretty, I want to speak to her, I want to grab her number, I want to get to know her better. And then the striving is that you actually go fucking up there. Then the resilience is just like, okay, even if she fucking like rejects me or even if she fucking like does stupid bullshit, I don't care. Like, I'm a rock, she's the ocean, I don't give a fuck. Because men, they don't think, oh fuck, if she says no, I'm done. You know what men think? They're thinking, okay, like, this is my plan, and I will implement it into the world. And of course, like, if his plan is, okay, I'm gonna go up and get the number, of course, like, sometimes his plan fucking fails, and he goes up, and she's not interested, or some stupid bullshit like that. That's where resilience comes in. He's just like thinking, okay, yeah, my plan didn't work with this woman. That fucking doesn't crumble me. That doesn't end my life. Actually, it just makes me look for another way to fulfill my plan anyways, which for a masculine man would be, okay, like if she says no, let's keep on moving. Let's find the next woman. She probably won't say no. And then he does the same thing with the next woman who he thinks she's pretty. And like, yeah, that's the masculine approach. It is to still have those emotions, but not being controlled by them. It is to still feel this fear, but not succumbing to it. It is to feel this pain of rejection, but not letting that deter you from going up to the next woman. If you are doing cold approaches in a masculine way, you can feel this pain of being rejected, and you can just decide to not feel sorry for yourself and just to keep going. And here's a question for you. Do you know why they call a courageous man ballsy? It is because your balls are your masculinity. When somebody says, hey, this guy has balls, what he's actually saying is, yo, this guy is a man. He's not a bitch. He can feel fear. He can just push through it because he's manly, he has discipline. And he's goal striving. He goes from point A to point B. He does what he wants. Now let me compare this masculine way to cold approach to the feminine way to cold approach. And you're probably going to recognize yourself more in the feminine pole. Remember how masculinity is the rock in the ocean? Well, femininity is the ocean. Okay, so like there's a lot of going on. There's like a flow and you can only see the surface, but below there's like multiple things affecting the surface. And you know, as a man, you only see the surface. Like women, they have more like an intuitive thing. They're like connected with nature and type of shit. It's like crazy shit we can't even imagine as men. This is the feminine energy. It's more like about emotions and about going with the flow and having like intuition. While men are all about like logic and being rational and trying to figure out, this is why dating, relationships and type of shit, it often feels so strange. Like if your woman says something and you do that, then she's fucking disappointed and you're like, what? Like, what? Because you're trying to operate on logic level, she's operating on flow level. So what feminine women do is they make decision based on emotions, which I know it sounds bad right now, but this is what makes them so fucking attractive to masculine men, because like it's the otherness, it's the polarity, you know? You yourself, you know how you work, but you don't understand how women work, and it just fucking pulls you in. It's hot as fuck, but it's not for men, okay? It's not for men. If you are doing cold approaches with the feminine approach of listening to the feelings and listening to the flow of your emotions, bro, if you listen to your fear, what's going to happen? If you listen to the pain there is when you've just been rejected, how many cold approaches do you think you're going to do? Don't listen to your fucking emotions. Don't play the feminine pole. You are a man. You should not be afraid of rejection. Like, really be honest here. What pole are you in right now? Are you the masculine pole or are you the feminine pole? And what pole would you rather be in right now? If the masculine pole just like does whatever, gets what he wants, and the feminine pole is submissive to its emotions. I think the answer is obvious. This is why I now want to explain to you how to move more into the masculine energy, because you will start to cold approach when you become more masculine. It's just like the way nature is. Masculine men, they see, okay, I want her, and then they go up because they're not bitches. But if you're anything like most guys, or if you're anything like me, I didn't have like a father figure when I grew up because my mom fucking divorced this guy. Poor motherfucker, huh? I had to learn masculinity myself. He couldn't teach it to me. And honestly, life gets better and better the more masculine you become, because you just realize, oh my God, like I take responsibility for my life. And the more responsibility I take, it just gets better, because you start to realize, oh, I am in control of where I want to go. I'm in control of how fast I go there. It's a super nice feeling. And the first really, really, really masculine trait I want you to adopt from now on is taking responsibility. It's the mindset of, okay, nothing in this world gets done unless I do it. For example, if you're thinking, you know what, I'm a little bit of a bitch and I want to learn cold approach, like feminine men, they would be thinking like, well, then like I need to wait until women are more masculine and they eventually will cold approach me. While masculine men will think like, okay, wait, like I want to learn cold approach. Well, fuck, there's only one person who can make me learn cold approach, which is myself, you know? Masculine men take responsibility because they know there's not a single cold approach happening unless I fucking man up, grab my balls, and do one. And then there's other traits of masculinity, but responsibility, my opinion, is the biggest one. It's the most important one. You can learn a lot more about masculinity by reading these two books I recommend, which is Hard Times Create Strong Men from Stefan Aarnio and The Way of the Superior Man by David Deida. Very good books, talk about masculinity, talk about everything you need to know. Now, if you want to know everything you need to know about getting your first cold approach, you should check out the first link in the description. It's like a full guide to your first cold approach, super nice. Check it out. And if you want to keep learning, you can watch this video. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one.